students, how are you? Right. In this lecture, I am going to start a new topic, students. Topic name is higher order partial differential equation. Right now, students, higher order partial differential equations. So far we learn first order and first degree differential equations, students. First order and first degree differential equations. And come on, tell me, students. Exactly, it is non-linear equations. Non-linear equations. Now, the higher order means order is 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. students. What about degree, students? Here degree is 1. We are finding solution for such type of equations. And one more thing here, students. Here we discuss linear partial differential equation with constant coefficient. What, students? Linear partial differential equation with constant coefficient. If we discuss only linear differential equation with constant coefficient. Constant coefficient means, students, suppose if I am taking dou u by dou x coefficient is 1, 2, 3, etc. students. Okay, students, constant coefficient means the coefficients are 1, 2, 3 and so on, students. Now, this linear partial differential equation with constant coefficient is divided into two types, students. Two types. First one, homogeneous linear equation. And second one, students, non-homogeneous linear equation. Non-homogeneous linear equations. Now, here we discuss, students, how many types of linear partial differential equations here, students? Two types, students. First one is homogeneous linear equation, and second one is non-homogeneous linear equation. Let us see, students, what are the definitions of homogeneous and non-homogeneous. Homogeneous linear equation. Already told you, students, here we discuss only linear differential equation with constant coefficient. Right. The homogeneous linear differential equation with what, students? Constant coefficient. In this equation, are the partial derivatives derivatives, partial derivatives appearing in the same order. Or students, in the homogeneous linear equation, all the partial derivatives are appearing in the same order. Or students, each and every term order is same. Each and every term order is same. For example, if I am taking here, you can write here students, dou square u by dou x square plus dou square u by dou y square, that is equal to 0. See students, here partial derivative order is 2 students. Here also partial derivative order is 2. So this is a homogeneous linear equation, students. We can give another examples also, students. So second one, dou cube u by dou x cube plus dou cube u by dou x square dou y plus dou cube u by dou y cube, that is equal to 0. What is order here, students? Each term order is 3. So this one also a homogeneous linear equation. Finally, what we understand here, homogeneous equation means each and every term order is same. Right. Let us see non-homogeneous linear equation. Non-homogeneous linear equation. Now come on, you guess, students, here. You guess what is non-homogeneous? Exactly. Here order is same, partial differential equation order is same. Here, not same. That's all. That is the definition of non-homogeneous linear equation. Alright, students, the non-homogeneous linear partial differential equation with constant coefficient. In this equation, all the partial derivatives are not appearing in the same order. That's all. Right? The non-homogeneous linear partial differential equation with constant coefficient. In this equation, all partial derivatives are not appearing in the same order. For example, students, here, if I am writing here dou square u by dou x square plus dou square u by dou y square plus, if I am writing the extra term here, dou u by dou x, that is equal to 0. See students, what is first order here? Partial derivative order 2. Here order is 2. But here order is 1. So in this equation the order is not same. So such equations are called non-homogeneous linear equation. For students, non-homogeneous linear equations. Now in this lecture we are going to discuss the solution of homogeneous linear equation. For students, the solution of homogeneous linear equation. Let us see. Right, students, homogeneous linear equation. Homogeneous linear Now here I'm taking general order n students, order n. So a homogeneous linear partial differential equation of equation not of students, equation with constant coefficient of order n is of the form what students I'm taking here nth order equation students. Nth order equation. So the form is here dou power n z by dou x power n plus k1 dou power n z by dou x power n minus 1 into dou y plus k2 dou power n z by dou x power n minus 2 dou y square plus and so on plus common guess here students the last term it is say nth order say kn. So the last term is dou power n z by I'm taking here dou y power n that is equal to f of xy. This is the nth order students. Once again dou power n z by dou x power n plus k1 dou power n z by dou x power n minus 1 dou y plus k2 dou power n z by dou x power n minus 2 dou y square plus and so on plus kn dou power n z by dou y power n that is equal to f of xy. See students, each and every term order is same. So this is a homogeneous linear equation. And see students here k1, k2 and so on. Kn are yes exactly are constants. Where k1, k2 and so on kn are constants. And what about f of xy students? F of xy is function of x and y students, functions of x and y. Now I want to write this equation into symbolic form students. What students? Symbolic form. For that I denote capital D is equal to dou by dou x students. Capital D is equal to dou by dou x and D dash is equal to dou by dou y. D dash is equal to dou by dou y. Whenever I see D, I can write dou by dou x. That means here, if I see here dou by dou x, I can write here D. Suppose, for example, if there is a dou square by dou x square, I can write here D square. Suppose there is a dou cube by x cube by dou cube by dou x cube, you can write D cube. Right students? Similarly for D dash. D dash means dou by dou y. Simple students. You can understand here D means derivative of any function with respect to x. D dash means with respect to y. D dash means with respect to y. Right. Now the symbolic form students here. The symbolic form. Come on, tell me students symbolic form here. Come on everybody. Here we have x, so whenever x d, y d dash. So d power n plus k1. Come on, tell me here x power n minus 1. So d power n minus 1. We have dou y. So it is d dash plus and so on plus kn. There is no dou by dou x students. We have dou by dou y power n. So d dash power n into we have z here z that is equal to f of xy. xy. Now this is denoted by a small function, students, say f of d comma d dash, because all the terms in terms of either d or d dash, students. So f of d comma d dash into z, that is equal to f of xy. F of xy, where f of d comma d dash, that is equal to, common term, students, here d power n plus k1 d power n minus 1 d dash plus and so on plus kn d dash power n, kn d dash power n. This is f of d comma d dash, students. F of d comma d dash. Now I want to find solution of homogeneous linear equation, students. Solution. Now his solution is called complete solution. Complete solution. Or it is also called, students, general solution. Or, students, complete solution or general solution. That is equal to complementary function. What, students? Complementary function. Complementary function plus particular integral. Are you seeing somewhere, students? It's exactly. It is in the higher order differential equation. There also the complete solution is complementary function plus particular integral. There we discuss only in terms of x, students, but here we discuss in terms of both x and y. Both x and y, students. So complete solution is denoted by here c dot s, that is equal to complementary function means very good c dot f plus particular integral means p dot i. This is complete solution, students. What is complete solution, students? Complementary function plus particular integral. Complementary function plus particular integral. Now let us see what are the rules of finding complementary function and particular integral for the equation. This one, students. Please remember this equation, students. Right now, students, rules for finding complementary function. Rules for finding complementary function. Here, what is our equation, students? Here, d power n plus k1 d power n minus 1 d dash plus and so on plus kn d dash power n into z, that is equal to f of xy, students. F of xy. Now this is already in symbolic form, students. We need here auxiliary equation. Auxiliary equation. Auxiliary equation means this value is equal to 0, students. D power n plus k1 d power n minus 1 d dash plus and so on plus kn d dash power n, that is equal to 0. Auxiliary equation means d power n plus k1 d power n minus 1 into d dash plus and so on plus kn d dash power n, that is equal to 0, students. Now here we can find factor, students. Like the factor is in the form d minus m d dash, students. What, students, here? The factor of the form d minus m d dash. D minus m d dash. We know d, students. Here we have d and d dash. What about m, students? M is root. What about, students? M is root. They were applying Lagrange's linear equation form, students. Finally we got a function. I don't want to go in deep, students. I want to tell directly solution. I already told you, students, I make this video to understand each and every students. That's why I told you directly the formula. Right. Here I want to put here d is equal to m and d dash is equal to 1 students. What students? D is equal to m, d dash is equal to 1. Now this equation becomes students d power n students. So m power n plus k1 d power n minus 1, that means m power n minus 1, d dash students 1, so plus and so on, plus kn d dash power n means 1 power n, so 1, that is equal to 0. Solve the above equation. Solve the above equation for m. Suppose m is equal to m1, m2 and so on students. M is equal to m1, m2 and so on. What about m1, m2 and so on students? m1, m2 and so on, m1 are roots of this equation. We know how to find root students, right? These are the root students. Now the complementary function as follows. Draw table students. Roots, complementary function. Roots and complementary function. Suppose roots are m1, m2 and so on. Roots are different students. Roots are different. Now complementary function is here f1 of y plus m1x plus f2 of y plus m2x plus and so on. What is students? When the roots are distinct, like m1, m2 and so on, then what is complementary function? Everybody, f1 of y plus m1x plus f2 of y plus m2x plus and so on. Now two roots are repeated students. Suppose here m1, m2 and so on. Two roots are same. What about rest of the roots students? Rest of the roots are different. So what is complementary function students? f1 of y plus m1x plus, come on guess here students. You learn in linear differential equation. So exactly here. So x into f2 of y plus m1x plus, what about the distinct root students? m2 here, so f3 of y plus m2x plus and so on. When the two roots are repeated, this is the complementary function students. Now three roots are repeated. Suppose m1, m2 and so on. Three roots are same. Come on, tell me students here. f1 of y plus m1x plus, come on, tell me students, x into f2 of y plus m1x plus, exactly, we have x square, f3 of y plus m1x. For distinct root students, f4 of y plus m2x plus and so on. Suppose four roots are repeated students, we get here x cube f4 of y plus m1x. See students, some examples here. Suppose the roots are 1, 2. What is complementary function students? f1 of, come on tell me, y plus, first root is 1, so 1 into x plus f2 of y plus root here 2, so 2x students. Suppose the roots are repeated students, 1, 1 and 2. Then what is complementary function students? f1 of y plus x into f2 of y plus x plus f3 of y plus 2x. Three roots are repeated, then we get here x square f3 of y plus x. This is about complementary function. Once again, students, what is the procedure here? You given an equation, you write symbolic form. This form is called, students, symbolic form. Here we can write the root, students. What is the root form here? D minus md dash. What, students? D minus md dash. There you can solve, we get this one, students. I don't want to solve. Okay, students? Right. Write auxiliary equation. Auxiliary equation, that means is equal to 0. And put D is equal to m and D dash is equal to 1, students. We get an equation in terms of m. Solve. We get roots here, students. Suppose the roots are different, this is the complementary function. Roots repeated, then this is the complementary function. Right, students. Let us see the particular integral. Right, students, particular integral. Rules for finding particular integral. Rules for finding particular integral. Now, particular integral means here the form is 1 by f of d comma d dash, students. 1 by f of d comma d dash into the right hand side function, students. The right hand side function is f of x comma y. F of x comma y. Now, based on this f of x y, here we arrange as 4 cases, students. As you learn in higher order partial differential equation. Higher order differential equation, students. There we learn e power ax, sin ax, x power m, v into e power ax. These are the 4 cases, students. There we learn in terms of x only, students. We learn in terms of x. Here we learn in terms of both x and y. That is the difference, students. X and y. Right. Say case 1, students. Case 1. If f of xy, that is equal to e power ax plus by, students. E power ax plus by. Now, particular integral 1 by f of d comma d dash e power ax plus by, that is equal to, the particular integral is replace d by a, students. Replace d by a. And then replace d dash by b, students. Then you got the particular integral simply. Once again, students, replace d by a and d dash by b. Then you got particular integral. So 1 by f of, say it is capital F of, just for notation change, f of a comma b into e power ax plus by. Provided here f of a comma b is not equal to 0. What, students? F of a comma b is not equal to 0. Here you have a doubt here, students. If f of a comma b is equal to 0. Okay, students, f of a comma b is equal to 0. In that particular case, we are discussing in case 4, students. In case 4. Right. Second case is here, case 2. Case 2. If f of xy, that is equal to, count any students here? Very good. Sin ax plus dy or cos ax plus dy. Cos ax plus dy. What is particular integral, students here? Particular integral. I want to write the f of d comma d dash in a particular manner, students. That is f of d square comma d dash and d dash square into sin ax plus by. That is equal to. Now you already understand, students, here what I am going to tell you. Whenever there is a d square, then only we can replace, students. Okay, students, let us see how. 1 by capital F of d square means you replace d square by minus a square, students. Minus a square. What, students, here? Minus a square. Most of the people are right like this, students. Minus a whole square. It is wrong, students. Minus a whole square. It is wrong. What it is, students? Minus a square. Minus a square. Come. Whenever you observe d dash, Whenever you observe d dash students, you just write minus, what is d here? X coefficient a, y coefficient b, so minus ab, comma d dash square. D dash square means here minus b square into sin ax plus by, sin ax plus by. This is the particular integral of given problem, students. And here provided under f of minus a square minus ab minus b square is not equal to 0. For students, f of minus a square minus ab minus b square is not equal to 0. Again, if it is equal to 0, again we are discussing in case 4. Case 4. Now you have one doubt, students, here. Is it possible all the terms like this d square, d dash or d dash square, sometimes maybe d cube, d power 4, d power 5, right, students? There what we have done, suppose there is a 1 by, for example, 1 by d cube into d square, sorry, d cube plus d square, students. Now I can write here this d cube as d into d square plus d square, students. Now I can replace d square by minus a square and d square by minus a square, students. Then we got here 1 by d plus 1, like this, students. There we are rationalizing the denominator. There we are rationalizing the denominator. Once again, students, whenever you observe like d cube, d power 4, you write like this, students. If it is d cube, you write d into d square. You just replace, students, d square. Then you got a term like in terms of d, students. Then you are converting into d square, students, by rationalizing the denominator. What, students? By rationalizing the denominator. Right? Thereby we get again d square, we can replace. There is no alternate, students. Right? Case 3, students. Case 3. If f of xy that is equal to x power m y power n, students. What, students? X power m y power n. Again, what is particular integral here, students? Particular integral 1 by, say it is the same, f of d comma d dash into x power m y power n, that is equal to, what, students, here 1 by f of d comma d dash x power m y power n. Now I want to write this one as f of d comma d dash whole power minus 1. You are catching my point, students, here. F of d comma d dash whole power minus 1 into x power m y power n, x power m and y power n. Now I want to expand this by applying binomial theorem. Students, binomial theorem, right? Expand, right, students? Expand f of d comma d dash whole power minus 1 in powers of, what, students? In powers of dr d dash by binomial theorem, binomial theorem. And operate on x power m y power n term by term. So, students, here f of d comma d dash whole power minus 1, f of d comma d dash whole power minus 1. I am applying binomial expansion here, students. What is binomial expansion here? For example, if you have like 1 plus x whole power minus 1, 1 plus x whole power minus 1. Here I can write here, students, 1 minus x plus x square minus x cube plus and so on. Here we have, students, the powers in terms of d or d dash. That means I am taking common For example, this one, students. For example, this one. I am taking common here. Suppose this is d dash square. I want taking common d square, students, or d cube. Then I got here, students, 1 plus d dash square by d cube. Like this is whole power minus 1, students. Here I am applying this concept. Here I am applying this concept, students. Right. Now, suppose it is like 1 minus x whole power minus 1, students. It is 1 plus x square plus and so on. That means all the terms are positive, students. Here we get alternate plus minus. For example, 1 plus x whole power minus 2, another form, students. 1 plus x whole power minus 2. Here we get here 1 minus 2x plus 3x square minus 4x cube plus and so on. Suppose 1 minus x whole power minus 2. Here all the terms are positive, students. 1 plus 2x plus 3x square plus and so on, plus and so on. These are the formula, students, of binomial theorem. Whenever you observe, that means you are converting like this, students. 1 plus x whole power minus 1 or 1 minus x whole power minus 1 or 1 plus x whole power minus 2 or minus x whole power minus 2. Okay, students, we are applying binomial theorem here. Now, thereby, you operate this operator on, students, x power m and y power n, term by term. Term by term means here we get here like this into, if you have x power m, y power n, multiply, students, x power m, y power n minus x into, that means d into x power m, y power n. We differentiate with respect to x or y. Okay, students. Now, here d means differentiation, students, with respect to x. D dash means differentiating with respect to y partially. 1 by d means here, students, integration. 1 by d dash means integration with respect to y, students, partially. Now, I have one doubt, students, here. Here I am writing here d dash square by d cube. When we are write d dash square by d cube or d cube by d dash square, right, students? That is by observing the powers of x power m and y power n, students. X power m, y power n. So not if m is greater than n. If m is greater than, which term is highest, students? M is highest. For example, here x square y, students. X square y. Here m is 2, y is 1, students. So then you write d by d dash by d, students. D dash by d, which is highest, that comes into denominator, students. Now similarly, this second one, if m is less than n, students. Now which is highest, students? It is also like x y square. Yeah, n is highest, students. Then it comes into denominator, students. So d by d dash. Third one, if m is equal to n, then that is our choice, either d or d dash. That is up to students. Once again, students, case 1, if there is a f of xy is e power x plus by, replace d by a and d dash by b, then you got particular integral. With sin x plus dy, students, replace d square by minus a square, d dash by minus ab, and d dash square by minus b square. Provided in both cases the denominator value is not equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, go to case 4. Now, case 3 is if f of xy is equal to x power m, y power n. You write into binomial expansion here. Apply binomial expansion here. Right? You apply this formula. You got in terms of like this 1 plus d dash square by d cube or d cube by d dash square. That is up to students. And then operate on term by term. We get the required partial differential equation. Required particular integral. Now, whenever you observe like this, m is greater than n, that means x square y, then you write d dash by d. What is meaning of this, students? Which the powers highest, it comes into denominator. It comes into denominator. M less than n students here. The highest is n here, so it comes into denominator d dash. If m is equal to n, both are same. That is up to students. You can take d, you can take common d or d dash. Now let us see the case 4. Let us students case 4. Case 4. F of xy. So what is particular integral here? Write f of d comma d dash. F of xy. Here we have general method students here. The general method is 1 by, I told you the factor students. What is factor form? Come on everybody. Exactly. D minus md dash into f of xy. What students? We are writing into here factors form. Factors form. The factor is in the form, students, please remember. What is factor form? D minus md dash. For example, if I got root here, m is equal to 1, 2 students. Now I can write here students 1 by d minus d dash and d minus 2d dash. Are you understand students here? If m is 1, roots are 1 comma 2, I can write it as d minus md dash form. So d minus m means 1 here, so dd dash. And second root is 2, so d minus 2d dash. Okay, right. Now the formula is here integral of f of x comma c minus mx students. C minus mx. That means I am taking here y is equal to c minus mx. Or students, y is equal to c minus mx. C minus mx. Now you integrate students. You integrate. After integration, replace c by what students? C by c is equal to y plus mx. C is equal to y plus mx. So c by y plus mx after integration. After integration. So students here, here we have only one factor here, d minus md dash. Then you simply integrate here with respect to x. Then replace c by y plus mx. You got the particular integral students. Suppose I have two factor students. Now you take this one, you integrate, then you replace c by y plus mx. Okay, and then you go to second factor students. Again apply the same formula. You got particular integral. If there are three factors, the same procedure. What is the advantage of case 4 is, I already told you, whenever f of minus a comma b, or students f of a comma b value is equal to 0, we go to this case. We are using this formula students. Similarly in second case students, in second case f of minus a square minus ab minus b square is equal to 0. Again we are applying this formula. Whenever the case 1, case 2 are fails, we are applying case 4 students. Not only that students, whenever you observe the combination of case 1, case 2, case 1, case 3 or case 3, case 2, then also we are applying case 4. Other than those three cases, or students, other than those three cases, case 1, case 2, case 3, you observe any function f of xy, then we are applying case 4. Then we are applying case 4 students.